What's going on, guys? Your boy King Red Diamonds, and I'm back for another Neo 2 video. Today, I'm going to do something a little different because I haven't done it before, and honestly, I don't know why I haven't done it before. And I'm sorry to all of the people who joined after I started accumulating so many subscribers, and I appreciate you all so much. But for those of you who are new to my channel, for those of you who are probably watching this in the future, I'm King Red Diamonds. I play mainly action-based RPGs. Um, I do guides, I do build videos, I do tips, tricks, all that good stuff. I pretty much go in depth in games that I deem that I like want to have fun with, and I break them down and try to get into the aspects of the game that a lot of people may not want to. Maybe they don't want to take the time out of their day to go into it. That's what I do. I pretty much take a deep dive and I learn from you all as much as you all learn from me. So with my community, we all pretty much try to teach each other stuff, tell each other little tidbits that one of us may not know, give us a little bit more insight into the game because we want to have fun. We also want to be aware and take advantage of everything games have to offer. So, again, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I hope anybody that you may be able to reach out to in the community will help you out. I am in the process of setting up a Discord so that we can all, talk and just give our feedbacks on certain stuff that we want to, let other players know and stuff. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's pretty much my intro. Welcome to the channel, and we're going to get right into it. So today I'm going over depths of the underworld. In my previous video, I went over regular underworld and told you pretty much how to navigate, what it's about, what it is, and all that stuff. So today, depths of the underworld is what I'm going to go over because this warranted its own video. Depths of the underworld is completely different from regular underworld in terms of its difficulty, in terms of how it works, in terms of how you progress stages and all that. So I hope this all helps you out. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much. But let's do it. So, depths of the underworld, you only gain access to this stage after you've completed all 108 floors of the regular underworld. So again, go check my previous video so you can find out all about regular underworld, and then come back to this video once you've watched through that one. But you only gain access to depths in the underworld once you've beaten all 108 floors. You can see right here, this is the 108th floor of the regular underworld, and then you come over to here. It says depths of the underworld 1. Now, with regular underworld, you progress every single floor one by one. But with depths of the underworld, you progress floors 5 at a time. So you'll go from floor 1 to floor 5, and then after that, you'll be basically asked to leave underworld. You will not be able to go on to the 6th floor of depths of the underworld. You have to leave underworld and then come back into underworld after you've gone back to the main menu. Simply because unlike regular underworld, all the floors are set. So if you play all 108 floors over and over and over again, you will play every single floor that is on floor 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, all the way 108. They will be the exact same. As in, floor 1 will always be its stage. It will never change. You will always fight the same boss. You will always go through the exact same stage no matter what. Floor 2 is the same all the way through 108 floors. They don't change. The bosses do rotate, but every single boss is locked to a specific floor, okay? But with depths of the underworld, they're on a set rotating schedule. So if you take on floor 1 through 5 of depths of the underworld, maybe the next day or next week, I forget when the schedule rotates, but you will fight a different boss every single time. Basically, I'll just go by week. So if it resets every week, you will fight a different boss on every floor every week. So say if I play go through Depths of the Underworld floor 1 right now, I'll fight a certain boss, right? If I come back next week, that boss will be completely different. It will not be the same. It will be a totally different boss. It'll rotate. Even the map will be different. So that's what I mean by Depths of the Underworld completely changes. You will never, like, not saying you never will, but it will change. It will rotate. You'll fight a different boss all the time. Now, there might be a chance where you fight the same boss on the same floor, but the chances are very slim. They usually rotate. So um, don't expect to fight the same boss, back to back to back to back and try to farm that boss and stuff like that. It's not going to work that way. Not unless you pretty much run the stage over and over and over again until it resets the next day or week or whatever the reset time is. But that's what happens with Depths of the Underworld. It resets every 5 floors. Okay, so as you can see, if I try to go up, it'll take me all the way to floor 6. I won't be able to go floor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has to go to floor 6. They're split up into stages of 5. Okay, now that you know that each floor is split up into stages of 5, there are 30 floors of Depths of the Underworld. Okay, so it goes from obviously floor 1 to 5, floor 6 to 10, floor 11 to 15, floor 16 to 20, floor 21 to 25, and then floor 26 to 30. Okay, so each stage is split up into 5. It gets with Depths of the Underworld again. In regular Underworld, every stage gets progressively more difficult as you go on. With Depths of the Underworld, the difficulty ramps up to like 10. Like it goes like completely way off the scales. Like the difficulty is ramped up to to unimaginable levels because the bosses in this level, like level 1 of Depths of the Underworld, that boss hits harder, like I'm talking about like 5 times harder than the 108th floor of Depths in the Underworld. I mean, the regular Underworld. Like the difficulty just jumps up. As you progress floors again, once you get to the 11th floor, you start to fight 2 bosses per stage. Okay, so from floor 1 to 10, it's only 1 boss. They obviously get tougher as they go, but once you hit floor 11, from floor 11 all the way up to floor 20, I think it's floor 20. From a floor 11 all the way up to floor 20, it's 2 bosses per stage. Okay, so that means that once you go through the map, get all your kodama and go into the crucible to fight your boss, you'll fight 1 boss. Once you defeat that boss, another boss will spawn in that stage, and then you have to defeat that second boss as well in order to complete that stage. Okay, so remember, floors 1 through 10 have 1 boss, floors 11 through 20 have 2, and once you get to floor 21 and above, that's when you fight 3 bosses per stage. Okay, and each of those bosses rotate every single week or day or whatever they rotate. They all rotate, so you'll never really fight the same 3 bosses back to back per week. Okay, so take that into account when you're trying to take on Depths in the Underworld. Again, this is the apex of this game. This is the final goal. This is the final levels, the final stages of this game. This is where everybody wants to get to. Okay, this is the end of it. All right, this is what the builds are for. This is what all the way the dreams of the Nioh, dreams of the strong, all that. This is what it prepared you for. Okay, so when you get to these stages right here, 21 all the way up to 26 and 30 and stuff, that's 3 bosses per stage, and these stages do not mess around. Okay, they do not mess around. So you have to be prepared when you're going into this. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not something that you're just going to try to say, "Oh, I'm gonna go through this, no problem. Run through this in a couple of days." It's not going to be like that. You're going to have to make sure that you are on your P's and Q's. You got to be on point with this section of the game. Okay, it's not a joke. I'm trying to tell you, serious. It's not a joke. All right. All right, now, so we're here in Terra Firma. Again, this is the little hub for Underworld. As you can see, the difference is already apparent. The sky is red, letting you know the difficulty has jumped up, a lot more. In regular Underworld, you'll see the sky as a regular color. It'll be, the regular, like kind of like foggy, gloomy kind of sky. But now, since we're in Depths of the Underworld, the sky is red, letting you know that you've entered a different difficulty. Same thing as last time. The shrine is here. You have your merchant here. You can come. He'll let you know pretty much now that you're in the Depths of the Underworld. Like the dialogue between you and him will be different. He will let you know now you're in Depths of the Underworld. So he'll let you know it's more difficult. That the enemies you fight will be a lot tougher. You'll start to go up against like I know in Dream of the, I'm pretty sure it was Dream of the Demon, where you started to fight red glowing enemies. In Dream of the Nioh, you might have gotten a couple purple, but in Depths of the Underworld, purple enemies are more prominent. You'll probably fight a purple enemy almost in every stage. They are the tankiest of enemies. Those enemies, they drop the most loot. They drop they drop the most frequent loot that you need. Basically, they drop the higher rarity loot. all that. So whenever you come across an enemy who is glowing purple, you want to fight that enemy. You want to beat them because you're gonna get the most out of them, out of anybody in that stage. All right. All right. So last time, when I hopped into a stage in regular Underworld, as you can see, it was it was just a regular stage. You can run through, beat enemies, no problem. You know, do your thing. In the last in regular Underworld, you only need to collect maybe one, not maybe, like you only need to collect one Kodama in order for you to go into the Crucible. But with Depths in the Underworld, as you can see right here, I can go straight into the Crucible without having to go through the stage and collect any Kodama. And now I do not recommend this. The only time I would recommend this is if you're farming a Grace in the Depths in the Underworld. And there, I think, are 3 Graces that drop from Depths in the Underworld only. That is Oyama Sumi, Shinatsuhiko, and I think it's Satoru Hiko. It's another one which is like the bare fist grace or something like that. But there are 3 graces that drop in Depths in the Underworld. Floor 6s and above. You can't get them floor 1 to 5. You have to go to floor 6 and above to get those graces to drop. But only go straight into the Crucible if you're farming those graces. Do not go straight into the Crucible if it's your first time playing. You want to get all the Kodama because you need as much buffs as possible when going into Depths in the Underworld, okay? Now, after clearing out that area, this area right here, there's something I do need to mention. Now, as you can see, last time I told you, if you want to find out where your Kodama are, check your map at the top. It'll point in the direction, like those little lights at the top will let you know which direction your Kodama are. As you can see, there's one right there. So make sure you're looking at your map. Now, once you enter a dark realm, the map disappears, okay? So it's up to you to clear out this dark realm, get rid of whatever the yokai is that's controlling the dark realm. That way, the map will, pop back up and show you the location of your Kodama, okay? Now that red dot right there is letting you know which yokai controls this map and will pretty much disperse this dark realm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over here and take out that yokai. So this is our yokai that's controlling our dark realm. We're going to get rid of it. And now our map pops back up to let us know where our Kodama are, okay? So luckily one of our Kodama is actually like right here. Boom, grab this one. And as you can see, again, in that background, you see that purple enemy over there, okay? You want to go fight that enemy. You do not want to skip past it. You want to fight that, all right? All right, so we made it over to our purple enemy. We want to take them out. As you can see, they dropped a whole bunch of ethereal gear. All right. So once we take out our purple enemy, then we can move on to the rest of the map and stuff. All right. All right. So I skipped through a couple pieces just because that would have taken a lot longer. Like that each stage will probably take you around 10 to 15 minutes probably to run through, depending on how big the stage is and how far they spread out the Kodama are. But I just, pieced it up, broke it up just to show you generally how you would move through those stages. Again, I would want you to take your time and figure it out simply because once you learn all the locations of enemies, once you learn where all the Kodama are, you'll be able to run through those stages no problem. So when you get to them, take your time. don't worry about, you know, me skipping through and stuff, because that's for you to find out. You need to go through the stages and figure out how they're set up, where to go, which enemies are where enemies are hiding, because they're generally they'll be placed in the same area, where whatever stage you go to, whenever they re-rotate and stuff and they come back up in rotation, they'll be placed in the same area. So if you learn where all the enemies are, then it'll be a lot easier for you to go through and, you know, get all your kodama and then come to your crucible. Okay. So again, you have your shrine, you have your help, and under Depths of the Underworld. I honestly recommend that you get the help. Like, don't, if you want to, you know, challenge yourself and beat the boss by yourself, that's perfectly fine. You know, no one's gonna judge you. Honestly, that's, you know, that's the best way to go about it. But no one's gonna judge you for getting help as well. That's what they're there for. Take your help. You know, fight the boss, win fast, and, you know, move on to your next stage. Okay. And that's your first stage. Now, again, you can proceed to the next stage all the way up until stage 5. And I'll show you what it says once I reach all 5 stages, okay? So once I get to the 5th stage, and I'll show you exactly what it says, and then I'll end the video there. That way you'll know exactly what's going on, all right? So I'll be back at the end of stage 5. All right, so we're back in the final stage. So as you see, that's the Underworld floor 5. It kind of sucks that there's this stage, so I'm going to skip it simply because, again, I've shown you how to progress. Just follow your 4 lights on your map. If you hit a dark realm, clear out the dark realm. It'll show right back up. Um, this map will take too long for me to go through, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip it. That's what this is for. And then I'll show you what it says at the end once you've beaten the boss of the 5th floor. And of course, it is Otake Marvel. Lovely. All right. So once you've beaten that, if you come over here to your Kodama, it'll tell you right here you cannot proceed any further on this attempt. So that means that I now have to leave Depths of the Underworld. I've completed all 5 floors. I can't go any further. They won't let me go to floor 6. I have to leave and then start up a new run from floor 6 to floor 10. Okay? So make sure you take that into account. It's also very good simply because if you try to, it'll probably punish you if they were allow you to, you know, just keep on going all the way through. It's understandable. Not to mention, again, the floors rotate. So say you you play this at the very end of the rotation timetable, and you try to go further, it probably won't let you simply because the stage is going to rotate. It's going to be a different boss. So they want to make sure that the different boss comes in first, and then you can come back and jump into the stage. But that's pretty much Depths of the Underworld. Again, be wary when you come into this area. This is not something that you're going to be able to beat on your first try. Even if you are godly at this game, you don't know what's going to happen. This game is heavily RNG based, so how a boss performs now might not be how they perform the second time you fight them. So again, be wary. Make sure that you are, prepared for this. Make sure that your build is up to par for it. If it's not, go back and farm regular Underworld. Get your gear up. Soul match. Make sure your gear is strong enough to take you into this part of Depths of the Underworld. Okay. Just make sure that you're ready to go and that you're prepared to do so. Okay. But that's pretty much it. That's Depths of the Underworld. That's how you progress. That's how it's set up. It's set up in stages. Remember, from floor one to floor 1 to 10 is one boss. From floor 11 to 20 is two bosses, and then from floor 21 to 30 is three bosses. Okay, so make sure you're prepared for that. I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. I always try to reply to every comment I get. It's King Red Diamonds, and I'm out, guys.